Kotaku wrote an article called "The Internet Reacts to Street Fighter 6's New Cammy," and after reading it, I found that it's not absolutely detestable. Oh my god, I don't absolutely hate a Kotaku article. I'm going to have to quit the internet. Yes, much to my surprise, they were being fair here, or at least I didn't feel like they ever came at anybody for finding or liking this design or finding it attractive. Believe me, I was blown away. So let's get into it and see what they had to say. Now, from here, the article mentions that 3 characters were revealed: Zangief, Lily, and Cammy, respectively. But I imagine the one that really caught everybody's eye was Cammy White. And I have no problem admitting to anybody, Cammy is definitely one of my favorite girls. For a time, I was very big into Street Fighter, and I had a Cammy White controller. Though she was not my main fighter, I was definitely a fan. And much to my surprise, the article also includes a pixelated version of Cammy doing her stretch pose. And yes, that is a sexy pose. It reminds me kind of the cat girl stretch in Final Fantasy XIV, and there's no bones about it. It's sexy, it's sexualized, but I don't see a complaint here, which boggles my mind. I saw this and immediately expected that, and no, it's not there. The article goes on. Instead of rocking her vintage twin tails and green leotard, Street Fighter 6 Cammy is sporting a short bob, Union Jack jacket, and yoga pants. While deviations on an iconic look typically ruffle gamers' feathers, folks online absolutely adored Cammy's new digs. A Twitter user pointed out how Cammy's Street Fighter 6 streetwear is yet another example of a video game character's design being hotter when they have extra articles of clothing. Now, I imagine if somebody really wanted to stretch, they could say, oh, there it is, where they're saying, oh, female characters should be covered up. However, I will give Kotaku some credit here. They're not going hard into the paint on this. In fact, women can look damn sexy with more clothes on. It's just a fact. It also points out that covering women up isn't going to stop men from finding them attractive. Unless you really want to go puritanical like some places in the world that completely cover women up. But I want you to just remember that there's people out there, there's men out there who find nuns attractive. So you're never going to cover women up and up, up and up. But yeah, here's a closer up picture of this, and she's sporting one heck of a midriff, and those yoga pants are form-fitting. I think it does justice to Cammy, because she certainly never shies away from showing off how in shape she is. The article even goes so far as to actually point out real things that gamers and geeks, nerds like us, actually care about. Like there's a reference to the old Street Fighter anime, to Cammy's character in this game. Yeah, there it is. The article goes on to mention that Cammy White's voice actress is returning, Caitlin Glass. Again, something that gamers would actually care about. And then one more part of the article that some people might consider to be a dig, but I don't know, I think it's fair. The article says, one last brief snippet of Cammy's Street Fighter 6 trailer that's been making the rounds on Twitter doesn't depict any of the Special Forces agent's killer kicks, but a particular idle animation, specifically her very exaggerated back stretches. Horn dog bait for sure. And potentially the start of a new trend a la the Guilty Gear Strive Jack-O challenge that swept Twitter back in 2021. This one looks a bit easier at least. Fan art is already starting to proliferate. And just to give a quick look at that fan art, there we go. In fact, I think I'll leave it right there because that's nice to look at. As far as calling it horn dog bait, let's face it, it is sexy, it's attractive, it's nice to look at. So I'm not going to fault them there. At least they're not saying, oh, these evil gamers who just objectify women, these agents of the patriarchy. They didn't go that route. They just said, hey, it's definitely made to be sexy, which is fair. And I'm happy they did it because Cammy White is best girl. Cammy White is waifu. Something I really like about Cammy White in the Street Fighter games is that she looks like a fighter to me. She's trim, she's athletic. If I'm not being too subtle, she can do jumping jacks without getting her eyes blacked, right? She can do jumping jacks without being hit in the face. Now, here is the one last surprise of this article for me, because quite frankly, I didn't dig too far in to the comments because I didn't want to get ticked off at somebody. But look at this. Somebody says, for classic Cammy enjoyers, leaks show the classic outfit will still be available to pick from. Next comment is, thank God. I feel like I'm the only person who actually really dislikes this new look. Then somebody posted a video where you can, I don't know if this is a Street Fighter 5 or Street Fighter 4 look. I didn't play a whole lot of 5. Look, okay, let me get to my point. The people in the comments section are not upset at how sexy Cammy is. It's like, since the article didn't tell them that they're supposed to be upset, they didn't get upset. Granted, I don't go into the comments section of a Kotaku article all that often. Usually I make it halfway through before I'm too frustrated to really want to read anymore. Anyway, those are just my thoughts on a Kotaku article being fair to the best girl. I just went into this expecting one thing and I totally got another. What do you think? Do you think that this is a new trend, or have I just been missing this? Anyway, this has been Heretic Prince. If you liked what you heard, feel free to like, leave a comment, maybe even subscribe. And as always, thank you so much for listening.